What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Jedi Modi Sports Betting. In this video, what we're going to be doing, hammering some NBA bets for today, Tuesday, April 18th. So I have 4 bets for you guys today for today's NBA playoff betting slate. We have Celtics Hawks, we have Cavs Knicks, and we have Suns Clippers. At least 2 of those series should be pretty good. So like I said, I have 4 picks for you guys, 2 main line point spreads that we are taking, 1 first quarter money line, just an alternate market there, and then we have 1 player prop. But before I get into it, would appreciate it, those of you watching, if you could like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then of course find me on social media at my Twitter handle, Jedi Modi, that you see on the screen here. So part of my NBA playoff betting strategy, and this is also kind of just like a sports betting strategy in general, called the zigzag method on the daily live stream that we do on Twitter, called the flip-flop method. Basically, whatever happened in the previous game, bet the opposite of that in the next one. It's kind of as simple as that. But there is one specific NBA playoff betting strategy that wins roughly 60% of the time. Really good strategy. If the favored team in game 1 loses, bet them against the spread in game 2. That's the first part of the strategy. The second part of the strategy is if there is a team that is favored by 4+ points and they lose, bet them against the spread in the next game. Now, there are 2 games in which both of those strategies come into play. It's the Cavs versus the Knicks, and it's the Suns versus the Clippers. So starting off, the first one we are going to go ahead and lock in here is the Cavs -5 against the Knicks. This is at -108 odds at Bet Rivers. So the betting strategy that I talked about, the first one where if a team loses game 1 and they're favored by 4+ points, bet them against the spread in the next game. That betting strategy wins about a little bit over 60% of the time. Now you can see the odds on the screen here. We're getting a pretty good price at -5 at -108 odds. We see here BetOnline prices this at -115. We also see some sportsbooks price this at 5.5. So we're getting a pretty decent price on the Cavs -5. Now the next game in which that strategy is satisfied is the Suns versus the Clippers. Obviously the Clippers won game 1. And in this bet for my next one, we are taking the Suns -6.5. This is at -120 odds at BetMGM. As you can see here, another play in which we are getting a pretty decent price. BetMGM pricing it at -120 and the -130s across the board, with the sharpest sportsbook out there, Pinnacle, labeled here as Penny, pricing this at -134. So we are getting a pretty decent price here. And the Suns, they were down huge. They went on a run, and then the game was back and forth, and Russell Westbrook just had some incredible offensive rebounds, pretty much to seal the game for the Clippers. But the Suns are the better team. Obviously, Kevin Durant in his first playoff game with the Suns took a little bit more of a facilitation role. He's probably going to be more of a scorer in this one. Obviously, Kawhi went off for like 38 points. That can obviously happen again. But the Clippers just found it hard to generate offense outside of like the 3 straight 3-pointers that they made in the fourth quarter. So the Suns -6.5, we're getting a little bit of a juiced play here at 6.5, but that's where the value is at -120 odds at BetMGM. So that's what we're going to go with for the second play. So the 2 mainline plays that we have is Cavs -5, -108 odds at Bet Rivers. Then we have Suns -6.5, -120 odds at BetMGM. Now for the first quarter money line play, what we're doing is we're locking in the Knicks first quarter money line +150 odds at Bet365. Now this was taken directly from the oddsjam positive expected value page. I understand that it goes a little bit against my Cavs -5 play, obviously, but if you're winning at the end of the first quarter, doesn't mean you're going to win or at the end of the game, right? Crazy stuff happens over the course of an NBA game. In this specific play, what we're really doing is we're just betting on the value. The +150 odds at Bet365 is a really good price. Look at Sharp Sportsbook Circa that has this priced at +123. That column over, the column is labeled oddsjam algo odds. So that is basically the method that we use to determine the positive expected value play, right? The no vig odds are these oddsjam algo odds that you see on the far right. They price this at +147, essentially below the +150 odds that we got at Bet365. Now, these oddsjam algo odds, These odds you see here are pulled from a couple of the sharpest sports books in the world, and then removes the VIG using a weighted average. So these odds, you can view them as the perfect line, essentially, of what a market should be priced at. So anywhere in which you can get better odds is going to be a profitable play. In this case, we see Bet365 offering this at plus 150. So that is my third play for this video. The last one, the player prop we are locking in is Al Horford under 2.5 assists, plus 140 odds at Bet365. So this is another positive expected value play that we locked in using oddsjam. Another play in which you see clearly the value for this play. BetOnline prices this plus 127, sharp sportsbook. Pinnacle prices this at plus 122, sharp sportsbook. FanDuel down at plus 118. So again, we're getting a really good price here at Bet365. Now, Al Horford went under this game in game 1. He had 2 assists. The Celtics are going to annihilate the Hawks in this series. They're not going to really need Al Horford to do much. Now, for some reason, Al Horford played 38 minutes in game 1, a game in which that was never close. I find it hard to believe that he's going to play that many minutes again, games 2 and moving forward, if they continue to be blowouts, which, if we're being honest, they probably will be. And despite the fact that he played 38 minutes, he still went under this total. He's just not playing much of a facilitator role. He doesn't need to in this game. They'll need Al Horford later in the playoffs, but this series, they won't need him. So my fourth and final pick, my only player prop, we're looking at Al Horford under 2.5 assists, plus 140 odds at Bet365. And that's going to be it. So 4 bets for you guys to hammer, all found using oddsjam. The best lines, the positive EV plays found using oddsjam. 2 betting system plays that also had some value. So if you're tailing these, comment and let me know. Other than that, remember, like, subscribe, hit me up on social media, and that's it. So I appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.